So we'll see the first example. So the question is, area of a square is 961 square centimeter. Find the area of the square formed on its diagonal. So in this question, square area is given. So now we are asked to find area of the square which is formed on its diagonal. So we have discussed all the concepts of diagonals and how to find the diagonal for a square and a rectangle and all. So we will see how to work out this question. So suppose if a square is given of side A, so what is area of the square? So area of the square is side into side. So multiplying side into side, we get area of the square, that it is A into A, or A square is area of the square. So it has square units. And now how to find diagonal of a square? So side is given as A, and we saw how to find the diagonal and the formula also. Now what is the formula to find the diagonal? It is root 2 times A. Say for example, side of the square is given as 10. Now what is the length of the diagonal? Root 2 into 10. So diagonal will be root 2 times 10. And what is value of root 2? It is 1.414 into 10. Now length of the diagonal is 14.14. So now when side is given, we can find the diagonal by using the formula root 2 times A. Or suppose if side is asked, diagonal is given. Now what is the side in terms of a diagonal? So divide D by root 2. Side is got in terms of diagonal. Say suppose diagonal is for a square, if it is given as 10 again. Now what will be side of the square? It is 10 by root 2. So we get side of the square. So now side of the square in terms of diagonal is D by root 2. And we'll be asked questions based on the diagonal. Diagonal will be given and area of the square will be asked. Now here side is diagonal by root 2, and substituting for this side, it is D by root 2 into D by root 2. Now what is this value? D square by 2. So area of a square in terms of diagonal is D square by 2. Area of the square in terms of its side, it is A square. So area of the square is A square, and area of the square in terms of its diagonal is D square by 2. Now using this concept, we will see how to work out this question. Now what is the question given? So it is given there is a square, and what is the area? 961 square centimeter. And how to find the side of the square? Area is given. So we know that area is side into side, and taking square root for area, we get side of the square. So area is 961. That is A square is 961. And what is A? Find square root for 961, and root of 961 is 31. So 31 is the highest 2-digit number which has its square as a 3-digit number. So 31 square is 961. 32 square is a 4-digit number, 1024. So root of 961 is 31. Now we have got side of the square as 31. Now we are asked to find area of the square which is formed on its diagonal. So now we need to find the area of the square which is formed on its diagonal. So if side is 31, what will be diagonal length? It is root 2 times A, or 31 root 2. So diagonal is root 2 times A. A we have got as 31. So diagonal is 31 into root 2. And we need to find area of this square. So if this is 31 root 2, what will be this length? So it is a square where all sides same, and this is also 31 root 2. And now to find area of this square, so 31 root 2 into 31 root 2. So area of the square, which is the required square, it is 31 root 2 into 31 root 2. So which is equal to 961 into 2. So 1922 centimeter square is the required area. So now area of a square is given and it is 961, and we are asked to find area of the square formed on its diagonal. So to find the area of the required square, we took square root, found the side, so then diagonal found, so then area of this square is found. So answer is 1922. So now, but instead of doing all this, so easily we can, so what is the answer? It is 1922. So area of this square is given as 961. So we saw that area of a square is a square in terms of its sides, and area of a square in terms of diagonal is b square by 2. So whenever you are asked to find area of the square which is formed on the diagonal, so it will be double the area of the square. So when you multiply this with 2, you get area of the square which is formed on the diagonal. So now instead of doing all this, so area of this square is given as 961, and what will be area of the square formed on the diagonal? So double it, you get the area. So that is what we have got as the final working. So 1922 is the area of the required square which is formed on its diagonal. So no need to find the side, then the diagonal, and then the area of the square formed on the diagonal. So area of a square which is formed on the diagonal will be double the area of the given square. So now we'll see a few more examples. Suppose area of this square is 100. Now what will be the area of the square formed on the diagonal? It will be double this area. So what is double of 100? So 200 is the required area. So no need to find the side and the diagonal and all. So just with the option or double this, you get the area formed on the diagonal. If suppose area of the bigger square is 100, now what will be area of the square? So it will be half of this. So now we'll see the next question.